I'm in same way. We got Crazy Kevin. Yeah. We're gonna have a blast, man. Freaking scary.
My name's Kevin Alves, and I'm on a journey connecting to people and destinations in extreme ways. I got a thirst for adrenaline, and I'm on the hunt for my next fix. Forget middle of the road, let's go unpaved.
The most legendary mountain biking downhill race in the world. A race so scary that only the bravest even filled out an entry blank.
I mean, the most radical lunatic mountain bikers will be going down this hill.
Whoa, look at this!
I'm heading to Mammoth Mountain in the Owens Valley, and in true unpaved fashion, we have so much to explore. So buckle your helmets, it's gonna be a bumpy ride. When I travel, it's not a vacation. I straddle the line between extreme sports and extreme exploration, testing my abilities and putting myself in uncomfortable places. And in this episode, I am pushing myself to the max, racing down a volcano over 60 miles per hour. I'll have to put fear aside and rely on instinct and split-second decisions if I'm gonna make it down in one piece. It's always been a dream of mine to compete in mountain bike races. At the age of 14, I signed up for my first race. But things didn't go as expected. I finished dead last. Shortly after, my mountain bike was stolen. I gave up on that dream and I pursued music full time. But it's never too late to relive a childhood dream. So I'm going on a journey not to only see the legendary Kamikaze firsthand, but to strap up and take this 60-mile-an-hour plunge. If I make it out alive, it will be the adventure of a lifetime. But before I make my attempt, let's dive back into the world that spawned this unique event. Am I signing up for a mountain bike competition or a near-death experience?
Coming to this frightening crash!
If I want to learn more about this event, there is nobody more qualified to talk to than the founder of the Kamikaze, Bill Cockroft.
Hey, Kevin.
How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
I want to learn all about the Kamikaze. It's so cool to be able to see firsthand where it all started.
We meet a lot of famous people here in Mammoth in mountain biking.
We're traveling retro style to the land of the original Kamikaze daredevils and the genesis of this unique extreme sport. In 1985, a brand new event was born at the summit of Mammoth Mountain.
That's the starting line right there. 11,053 feet.
That inspired thousands of people from around the world to test their luck for decades to come. In the 1980s, mountain bikes were not yet designed to conquer this kind of terrain. Most riders would just grab whatever they had in their garage.
Fly-by-nighters come in and spend all that $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 for these fancy bikes. Really, just anything that rolls will do it for a true Kamikaze.
But after the massive success of the first race, it truly took on a life of its own. But what would possess anyone to attempt this treacherous sport?
I don't know if it's that you're just going super fast or you're on the edge of a mountain or, you're on a volcano or what, but there is something special about it. Still to this day, you guys are racing it.
So the Kamikaze was this known entity, and it established itself right off the bat as a hit. And people were talking about it across the country.
The wildest ride in mountain biking, the Kamikaze Downhill.
The Kamikaze at Mammoth is both scenic and scary. Kamikaze.
King of the Kamikazes.
It's obvious this course was more than crazy. It had all the right ingredients to attract hundreds of riders willing to risk it all to make a name for themselves.
Think of Missy, think of Miles, think of Earthquake Jake.
One of the most infamous events on the Kamikaze was the Reebok Eliminator, pitting two riders head-to-head in a shotgun start. The riders brave enough to compete in this event pushed the very limit of what was thought possible on a bicycle.
Folks, we could be looking at a new Kamikaze record. The crowd loving this.
80s fashion was on full display.
This is my Piranha. He's rad. Out of control, you know.
Back in the early days, you know, they started off in cutoffs and dungarees and had their football shirt jerseys on.
80s fashion.
It was 80s fashion.
Lucky for us, fashion statements weren't the only thing these pioneering riders heavily influenced. The Kamikaze was also a major driving force in shaping mountain biking technology. Details like wheels, suspension, and chain rings were all prototyped using exotic materials.
Thermoplastic matrix carbon fiber swing arm.
It revolutionized the mountain bikes we ride today.
How long do you think it took to really progress to get the Kamikaze to this well-oiled machine with the technology where people were pushing the speeds further and faster? The technology was growing along with the race.
It wasn't but 2 or 3 years afterwards when suspension came in, and then it was gearing.
Are you saying I should change out my chain ring?
If you think you can pedal it in the flats.
Yeah, okay. So what I'm gathering from you, Bill, is I need to have a bike with suspension, check. I need to have a large chain ring, I'll have to work on that, and a skin suit.
You might have some large huevos to go with it.
Right.
The Kamikaze style races, which there aren't very many, are unique.
And it's just a straight shot down, and you're going 60 miles an hour down this fire road.
What more do you want?
As I'm signing up for the event, I learned something that shakes my nerves even more. Unlike previous races where riders take off down the mountain, one or maybe two at a time, this year's event, affectionately called the Mega Kami, has 25 people at once racing for the finish. Luckily, Bill Cockcroft has someone who knows firsthand exactly what I'll have to do to make it off the mountain without creating a classic Kamikaze wreck of my own. So I'm linking up with Wayne Croasdale, aka Insane Wayne.
Kamikaze champion Wayne Croasdale.
If there's anyone that can coach me through this, Wayne will surely help me prepare for the race ahead.
Hey, you must be Kevin.
You must be Wayne, Insane Wayne.
That's for sure. Hey, welcome to my home.
It's beautiful. This is incredible. You have a creek running through your yard. It's like you live in Middle Earth.
This place is like a rehab center for worn-out mountain bikers. That's awesome.
So tell me about some of this stuff. It looks like you're a collector.
Oh, big time, man. I mean, I got a story for almost each bottle.
Dr. J.H. McLean's volcanic oil.
I don't know what that is either, man.
And Wayne had a little surprise for us, some special Kamikaze history.
Come on, Kev, come into the little cave I got.
The Wayne Cave.
Yeah, this is some of the stuff I have collected throughout the years.
So tell me a little bit about these skin suits over here.
Gosh, well, back in the day, Kamikaze, you wanted to have wind resistance. Like in this shot right here, it's all Lycra. So everybody thought if you had skin suits, you're gonna be better wind resistant, because if you have flappy clothes, it slows you down. So I had some of my sponsors make some of these skin suits. This one here was a little crazy, and this one here was pretty funny too. But it was a little fruity with these Hawaiian looking stuff. But you know, I always tried to do stuff that set me out from your average racer. I tried to be exciting, colorful, you know, a lot of energy, and be an insane way.
So you can't take life too serious, and you guys really tried to have fun with it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, having a job riding a bike, it's like you're out in the mountains, that's your office, and you're getting paid for it. And it's like, really? That's like awesome.
One of the most challenging features of the course is a slippery volcanic rock called pumice.
The pumice on Mammoth Mountain is crazy. That stuff is so slippery. And then it's deceiving because you can look at it and all of a sudden it's kind of hard pack, and then out of nowhere it just gives way and you sink into it, you know, but it's volcanic mountain, what do you expect? I mean, that's the whole unique thing about it, you know, I mean, we're racing down a volcano.
That's what makes this race so unique.
Right.
And the fact that this area is so unique, you probably can't find terrain or conditions that are just like Mammoth anywhere else.
Now, I've raced all over the world. There's nothing like Mammoth.
Tomorrow, me and Wayne will train on the course. Am I biting off more than I can chew, though?
Wayne!
Hey, Kev, what's up?
How's it going, man?
All right, ready to ride today?
I'm ready to ride.
Right home. Okay, Kev, here we go. We're at the world famous Kamikaze Downhill. Look down that mountain. It's fast, brother. I'm gonna show you the ropes of the lines, how to do the traction, everything about the whole mountain. You're gonna win, brother.
All right, buddy.
Yeah. It's really dusty, a lot of rocks, but the volcanic activity of Mammoth Mountain is just crazy.
Yeah.
It's a one-of-a-kind course. All your best athletes from all the world raced here.
So much history here.
The first phase was so fast, and there was only one line, and you had to stay in that guy. You know, it was just crazy to watch to where it went from then to now. It just makes me so happy because I've left so much scabs and skin and so much time on this mountain and just so much memories here. It's just to see where mountain biking is nowadays is just incredible. I'm super stoked. In fact, I'm insane, Wayne. We got Crazy Kevin. Yeah. We're gonna have a blast, man. Let the good times roll.
Roll downhill at 50 miles an hour.
When I get done with you, hit 60, brother.
Oh my God.
Remember, arms out, knees up, lean back.
Here goes nothing.
Right. Come on, Kev. Let's roll it, buddy. Yeah, Kev. Woo. That was fun, dude.
Oh, man.
Hey, brother, you're gonna have to pick it up, though.
That top section is sketchy.
It's sketchy because there's a lot of rocks, a lot of pumice. You did
What
good,
about
though.
when you're sliding around with the tire, like you're about to hit these boulders?
Well, you have to commit. Okay, if you start slowing down, it actually makes it sketchier, if you can believe it. The faster you go, the smoother it gets. Get those elbows out,
Yeah.
Get down low, let off the brakes, and haul. And it's fun.
Oh, it's fun, but it's scary.
You're gonna be good.
Let's get insane. Oh, the bumps are brutal. Woo! Don't spin out. Oh boy. Holy. He is insane. Oh, this is freaking scary.
You all right?
Holy smokes. Whoa, dude! You all right, bro? Yeah, Kamikaze blood. But you look good. No broken bones?
No broken bones. Dude, what is up with this stuff?
This is loose material. You gotta stay solid on your bike. You can't get up high on your bike. You gotta stay nice and low so you're pushing your bike into this plummacy, loose dirt. you stay off your front brake too. If you grab too much front brake, it's gonna actually make it
That's
slide
what it
more.
was, because I noticed that my front tire was starting to get swirly and I hit my brake more.
Just tap.
Right, so,
Little taps.
and then it slid out from under
Well,
me.
this turn is really difficult. People don't think it's real that difficult, but it really is, because you're coming off of like almost 60 miles an hour at the top right there.
I'm here to do this, I'm committing.
You're committed. Committed to the Kamikaze. Let's rock and roll, eh?
Let's do it. Thank you so much for sharing this with me. And it was really cool to be able to learn from a legend, be able to train, and hopefully I can put it all together and make it down the course alive.
After riding with me, my money's on you, bud.
All right, bud.
Okay.
After training with Wayne, I really feel like this might be possible. Racing down a volcano with 25 other people, though, almost seems sane. Almost. After having a bit of a kamikaze wreck of my own, I feel like I've been intimately acquainted with the pumice. I want to dive deeper into the forces that created this iconic terrain. Surprisingly, even though Mammoth Mountain itself is a volcano, it is not the main source of the pumice. It turns out this whole area is a volcano. If we roll back time, we discover Mammoth sits on the edge of a supervolcano. Over 600,000 years ago, there was a massive eruption that created what today is known as the Long Valley Caldera. The whole area collapsed by more than a mile. The eruption was over 2,000 times more powerful than Mount St. Helens, sending hot ash miles into the stratosphere, where it landed as far away as Kansas. The 30-mile wide crater has continued to be geologically active ever since. But Mammoth Mountain wouldn't make its appearance for about another 500,000 years. So this can't be the source of our pumice either. Just what exactly is responsible for the pumice on the Kamikaze? I'm riding out to one of these areas called the Obsidian Domes with a local geologist, Bob Drake, to learn more.
This place is just awe-inspiring. If you look, there is nothing but sharp, jagged rocks all the way up, and you can see that it's kind of glistening off of the sun, and it kind of looks like glass.
Well, we're standing on a very young volcanic eruption. This is the edge of the Obsidian Dome that put out a pumice eruption, which has blanketed this whole area, including Mammoth Mountain.
When groundwater came in contact with magma, all three areas erupted violently. sending pumice raining down over the whole area. After the initial explosive gases were gone, the magma slowly oozed out of the ground and cooled, forming these incredible massive domes of obsidian. While Bob and I were walking through the field of volcanic debris, a familiar piece of obsidian caught my eye.
And it reminded me of an arrowhead, like the Native Americans would use. So is this the same material that you would make an arrowhead out of?
Yes, you can still find arrowheads today on the landscape around here if you're lucky, and the trace elements of an obsidian fingerprinted. You can actually follow trade routes, and this obsidian from the Mammoth Lakes area is found all the way down into Mexico and Central America.
That's really interesting. So what you're saying is that this type of material creates such a unique fingerprint that it can be traced all over the world.
Anywhere, yes.
Anywhere.
So these obsidian domes were the source of all that pumice on Mammoth Mountain. But that eruption happened over 600 years ago. Let's go to an area that's still active today.
This is Hot Creek, and this is one of those geologically active areas. You can see there's signs that say keep out. Apparently they've had issues of people getting close to the geysers and these bubbling pots and falling in. It's actually claimed a few lives. Down here, where the creek runs through, the creek actually warms up. And down below, it's about 75 degrees. That's where the fish like to hang out, and that's why this is a pretty popular area for fishing. A lot of people come here to snowboard or ski, or they come because there's Yosemite nearby. But we are on an active volcanic crater. There's magma underneath bubbling up and heating up this water to create these mud pots and these springs. Look at that. We have an eruption happening right now. That's on a timer, nature's timer. Come over here and check this out. All this is bubbling.
The volcanic forces that are responsible for creating this area are still very much at play, even today. I could have never imagined that the Kamikaze racecourse sits on top of a volcano on the edge of a supervolcano covered in pumice from yet another volcano. What a unique area. Armed with the knowledge of the Kamikaze past and the training needed to survive the descent, no matter what happens, this is going to be a race to remember.
Next time on Unpaved.
Yeah, boy! You're on your feet and you're hidden. What?
What did I get myself into?
Get in the front so you're not in the dust.
Oh my God!
There you go. Oh yeah, fill in there. Yep. Take your arm, go down, touch your toe. Woohoo! breathe. There you go, right on. This gets your shoulders working. Loosens them up. On my head, all I hear is crunching. I'm gonna go down and try and touch your, like, yeah. I'm 55, still alive. The Kamikaze is so fast, Kev, that it's the most adrenaline rush, the best high in the world you could ever get. That's why I raced all these years. No drugs, no nothing, man. Kamikaze high.
High on the Kamikaze.
That's it, bro.
Nice.